Hi there, welcome back. How are you today? How are you feeling? So, I've been so blessed in the last few days that I've received a couple of comments, and I wanted to, or we wanted to expand on the information that's come through. So you're going to see it up on the screen like we always do, and we thank you for being brave enough to share your beautiful comments with us. I love receiving the comments because information always comes through of how to assist. So this morning, as I was preparing to do these videos, you know, within me there's this conflict of why YouTube isn't showing my comments. You know, why can't I see them? You know, there's so much I could be creating for you around these comments. And, you know, then I realized, oh, that's my ego creating this conflict, you know. I just have to trust that whatever is coming through is what's meant to come through. And the days that I don't have comments to work with or questions or whatever comes through from you, the subscribers, the viewers, whatever I create on that day is right for that day. Someone out there needs that information. I always trust whatever inspiration comes up for that day is meant for that day. So the beautiful comment I wished to work with is from Buddy Love today. And this may be a two-part, it might be two videos because there's a lot going on with this comment. But I wanted to start with the first part. It says, "It feels horrible to not be loved as a child. I'm 48, alone because I don't want to get hurt, and still feeling the effects of not being loved." Let's take in a deep breath and just sit with that for a moment. This feeling of not being loved. The first thing that comes up for me is that I see you and I feel you, Buddy Love. You know, I spent my entire life believing that my mother didn't love me. And no matter how much my dad loved me, it didn't make up for that. Not being loved by the person that brings you into the world. That pain, that hurt inside. How do I facilitate the dissipation of anger, low self-worth, etc.? It's one thing to realize, observe what's going on, but how does one actually change the mindset and heal? I've tried to release these limiting thoughts many, many times. Self-love is almost impossible if you feel this way about life, yourself. So I'm going to stay with that for now. How do I facilitate the dissipation of anger, low self-worth? It's one thing to realize, observe what's going on, but how does one actually change the mindset and heal? So I'm trying to sit with what's coming through because I'm being flooded at the moment with the information to share with you. How do we shift from that mindset of being unloved that affects everything that we do? It affects our day-to-day life. Firstly, know that we came here to have that experience. For those of you out there that are ready for that next step, for that next level, this is where they want to start today. This may not be you, but just stay with it. Because as the video progresses, there's always a lot of different information that comes through. So this may not be for you, but the answer may be later in the video. So just stay with it. The first thing they want to bring up is that we came here to know what it is to be not loved. This is serving our experience, our human experience. I think I was almost 40 and I had a vision, a dream one night. I remember I woke up the next day. In this vision, I was shown the day I was born and all the feelings that my mum was feeling at the time. And I was so overwhelmed with love. Now, I know for many of us when we come into this world that we don't even have that in the beginning. We come into this world and the beings that bring us into this world don't even have that little bit of love for us when we come in. Know in your heart that when you come into the world, you are an opportunity for these beings, that they may see the love they are. You are an opportunity in your childhood to remind these beings are your parents, your guardians, whoever it is that raised you. You are a reminder in your formative years when you come into the world and in your first few years when you are still pure and innocent. You are a reminder of the love that they are, the light that they are. Now, it may not be part of their experience to wake up in this lifetime. The birth of my daughter was the reason that I woke up. But it's not for everyone. That's not why they're here. They are here to have their human experience completely. And if you are here watching these videos, it's because there is something in you that is stirring. There is something in you that is trying to remember the love that you are. Your soul brought you here. It's not a mistake. It's not a coincidence. You are asking these questions. You are putting yourself out there because you want to know the truth. So, when you come into the world, know in your heart that you are an opportunity for these beautiful beings to remember the love that they are. So, they don't remember the love that they are. And in that moment, we take on this experience of what it feels like to be unloved, to be separate from love. The only way we can have this beautiful human experience is to separate from the love that we are. Self-love. Look at the two words. Self-aware. Again, look at the two words. What is common in both of those is the word self. To become self-aware is to become aware that you are spirit in human form. You are a soul here on earth experiencing, knowing yourself more fully. Now, you are love. In every moment, you never stop being love. But in this illusion, We forget. We forget so that we can have this human experience. Take a deep breath in now and feel into your heart. I am love. I am love. I am love. When we come into the world, we take our first breath. We are still love. We haven't separated yet. For a while, we stay in our beautiful natural state of the love that we are, to assist those around us in remembering the love that they are. In our first moments, we are this love. But we come here to know what it is to not be love. If we never separate from the love that we are, it's impossible for us to have this human experience. It's impossible for us to know what it is to suffer, what it is to feel pain. Impossible. The whole journey for many of us is remembering the beautiful love that we are. And know within your heart that you are always this love. You never stop being it. You just forget. The times that we know this fully is when we have something, say a dog for many of us. Because a dog is unconditional love. No matter what you do to a dog, it will always love you. It will always be happy to see you. A dog was given to us, to humans, to remind us of what unconditional love looks like. They never move away from being unconditional love. Even when they have been abused and you feel that there's no way they could ever come back and trust a human, or let alone love a human, it is in their nature. If someone takes the time, if someone has the patience, this dog will turn around and come back to the love that they are always, because it is so strong in them. This is what they are here for, and they know that. This is what they are here for, to be the unconditional love in the world. When a dog looks at you, you know, you can see in their eyes the love that they have for you, the admiration that they have for you. And this admiration is not for what you do or how you do it. It's not for the clothes that you wear. It's not for the car that you drive. They don't admire you for any of that. They see you. They see your spirit. They see the love that you are. And this is what they adore. And in every moment that they look at you, they wag their tails. They smile at you. This is what they see. Your beautiful spirit. Your beautiful light. We know the love that we are when we allow ourselves to love things like dogs. Many of us feel safe loving dogs. Why? Because that's all they know. They will always love you to the end. and they will give their lives for you. They know how precious you are, even when you don't know it. They know. So, we know the love that we are when we allow ourselves to love. We feel it in our heart. Another way to know yourself is to think of when you're happy. You are joy. This is your natural state. And you are joy every time you are happy. You are delighted. You are ecstatic. Feel into all the times that you've been happy. This is who you truly are, this state of joy. Every time we move away from that is to have this human experience. And know within your heart that wherever you are in this experience is perfect for you. It's just that we are conditioned to believe that being angry is wrong. Being angry is bad. That feeling sad is wrong. Feeling sad is bad. Feeling afraid is wrong. It's a sign of weakness when we're afraid. This is what we are conditioned to believe. But think about it. Why is the anger there? Why is the sadness there? Why is the pain there? Why is the fear there? What is the purpose of all these things? If we are not meant to feel them, why have them? Why are they in our system? So instead of judging that I shouldn't be angry, I shouldn't be sad, I shouldn't be afraid, instead of putting all these burdens on ourselves that we shouldn't be, how about we accept that this is how we are feeling? And it's okay to feel this way. You know, it was only recently, and it's been through this new book that I'm writing, that, by the way, is almost finished. I'm so excited. It's almost done. I'm on the last chapter. But what came up for me was something so, so beautiful. I grew up with the story of my mum losing her parents when she was 5. And then she went to live with an aunt that used to beat them up quite severely. So in my childhood, whenever I was smacked or yelled at, and I was made to feel ashamed and guilty through these actions from my mum, I always put myself aside, because what she went through was much, much worse. I had my mother, I had my father. I had a house, I had a roof over my head, I had clothes, I had food. I had everything I needed. I never went a day without. My parents went many days in their childhood without food, without bare essentials to survive. They were so poor when they were growing up in South America. I grew up here in Australia with everything. I never went without. But what came into my awareness as I was writing this new book was that because I always put my mother first and what she had been through first, I had so much compassion for this woman that I always put myself last. Always. I felt that I had no right to be upset when she smacked me or yelled at me, because I had a wonderful life. I had everything. I had no right to be angry. I had no right to be afraid of her. And I was terrified of her because she was big. And I mean big as in over, a size 20. She was, I think, a size 22, 24 as I was growing up. So to me, she looked massive, and to be coming at me, and I was so little, to hit me, to hover over me and yell at me. I was terrified of her growing up as a child in this house. And in this new book, this beautiful book, all this beautiful information that's been coming through, is that we don't give ourselves permission to feel what we feel. We feel that we shouldn't be feeling these things. But you have a right to be angry if that's what you're feeling inside. You have a right to feel afraid if that's how these things made you feel. You have a right to feel the pain, the hurt that was created from these events. In truth, you came to know what all of that felt like. You have a right to feel all of that. It's not wrong to feel what you felt. It's how you felt. It's how these things made you feel as a child. So own that today. That's what's coming through from this beautiful comment. How do I facilitate the dissipation of anger? Just feel it in your heart and know that you have a right to feel that way. You came into this world to remind these beautiful beings of the love that they are. And you had to leave yourself behind, your self, capital S, self, in order to fit into that childhood. We leave our love behind to fit in to our childhood. We'll talk more on this in the next video, but in this video, if nothing else, know that you have a right to feel the way that you feel. Stop judging that you shouldn't feel this way, that you shouldn't have this anger, that you shouldn't have this pain. You have a right to feel these things. All right, my beautiful beings, more on this in the next video because there is still a lot left of that comment to go through. I love you. Remember to click like and subscribe so you don't miss any of the messages. And I'll see you in the next video. Remember to share these beautiful videos. Who knows who may need this information today. Bye for now.